Mortgage rates decline, not a lot, but it's still something worth of news. But then we also have inventory increasing 9%, 19% over last year, which is good. And we'll do a quick home housing snapshot and Mountain View home of the week and REO of the week. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to look at is these rates. Everybody's all crazy about the rates decreasing by 0.15%. That's an eighth of a point. That really isn't much to write home about, but it's something to look at, because when you look at the total numbers over time, we're going to see it subtly come down over the next couple months. Now, why is it going up? The 10-year treasury has a lot to do with it, and it's all about the flow of money coming in and the value. So when that goes down, ours goes up, and etc. But right now, we're priming the pumps for the selling season, period. We're looking at March, April, May. This is the selling season. We want to make it painful so that there's not a glut of inventory and a glut of buyers out there pumping values up, right? Gone are the days of having 35, 40 listing or offers on every listing and $300,000 or $400,000 over list price. It still happens, but not as frequently, mostly because the rates are up. Now, what's a good rate? What's a rate that will bring in enough buyers into the market, enough competition into the market to flatten out pricing? They say it's 5.5%, but I really think that would keep it enough so there's enough competition to keep prices at bay and not increase prices like we're seeing. I just told you that. That's from last week. I saw this one right here. Inventory is 19% higher than last year. That's not a lot. That's one more out of every 5. So we have 6 instead of 5. Instead of 50. Not a whole lot more, right? We need hundreds more. We need thousands more to increase the supply to match the demand, even though rates are up. So when we see prices or rates at 7%, we're thinking, oh, that hurts. But it's mostly because people know you can go in and buy down the rate. Now, if you look over here, this is with 1.6 rate points. What's the point? If you have a $1.5 million loan, you're paying $24,000 in. That's based on the size of the loan. So if you have a $1 million loan and you're paying 1 point, it's $10,000 roughly. That brings the initial rate down. So when we go to negotiate with sellers, and I'm representing buyers, I ask for a credit of 1 or 2% so we can take that money and put it towards points and lower the rate. And that helps the buyer in the affordability side a whole lot more. And yes, it does matter how much you pay for the house and how much you put down, but every time you bring it down a certain percent, it helps you out in the long run a whole lot more. Hope that makes sense. So if you brought it down $10,000 or asked for, in this sense, if you ask for $17,000, that's 1 point that goes towards the loan. It would go down like 6.25 instead of 6.5. And that difference is for $400, 400 times 30, 360. That's a lot of money, right? That's how much money you would save. Sunnyvale home of the week. Now this is actually Apple. I want to look at this because this is really this is the Apple home of the week, the houses that are close to Apple. This is almost $3 million. An Eichler, an odd looking Eichler. This is $2.8 million, guys. I have nothing against the house. It's just, I always imagine paying $3 million for a house. That would be more like a castle or a mansion, not a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,200 square foot house that has flat roof issues and no insulation on top. Not typically my cup of tea. I tend not to sell those houses, but that's that. There you go. Inventory is up 19%. Whoop-de-freaking-do. We have to go back to the 40-year look and see where we are compared to where this is. Now, if you look back here, this is January 16th. That doesn't even work. The numbers we need to see are, we need to have, for San Jose, we need to have about 1,000. And for Santa Clara County, we need to have about 2,000. Right now, we have actively for sale 722. So we're so far off. Yes, pricing is inventory is going up compared to last year, but it's not. And remember, I lost my spreadsheet, so I can't go back and show you what we had last year. Nobody cared anyway. Now we have 300 houses for sale. These are single family houses. We need around 1,000 to make it healthy. Not even a balanced market. It needs to be healthy, 1,000. So we're 30% of where we need to be, plus or minus. that makes sense. Oh, another thing. Typically, what we see during election cycles, every 4 years, we see a little bit of a power outage in the market. It's almost like a plateau because people, if the president doesn't get elected, the whole market's going to crash and everybody's going to move to Canada. And it doesn't matter. I don't care what side of the aisle you vote on. It doesn't matter. People always have a hiccup with election cycles. So you're going to see the market slow down a little bit, but then take right back off. If you're planning on buying, now's the time to do it because the market's getting into the hot season, or you wait until September, October, November when it completely dries out until November 10th. And then afterwards, people forget that they were holding off on buying a house until the election was over. And then they go back to and they forget, oh my God, the market's going to crash. No, it doesn't matter who's in charge. It's happened over the last 20 years that I've been in real estate. It's happened over the last 100 years that real estate's been tracked. It happens. There's always a little plateau, a little power outage, and then it goes right back to normal. So don't think that primary election matters in anything. We could go into World War II or World War III, right? Some say we already are, but there you go. All right, this is Mountain View Home of the Week. And the reason why I picked this one is because it's moderately priced, 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, 888 square feet, still over $1.5 million, 1.62. It's just below the median price of Santa Clara County, which is crazy to think because look at this. Now, Mountain View is beautiful. I have nothing wrong with it. I have lunch there once or twice a week with my nonprofit that I work with, and it's a beautiful town. There's amazing people there. Look, these are foil wrap cabinets. They're all beat up. I'm going to track this. I can almost bet you someone's going to buy this in a heartbeat. And they don't buy it for this. They buy it and then they tear it down and build up a little McMansion. Look in the next door. That's what they did there. You think that was there back in 1946? Someone's going to move in there, live in there for a little bit, and then they'll tear it down and put a McMansion on there. There you go. Okay. Again, these numbers are hard to see. I understand, but just comparatively speaking, nothing's changing. Inventory is going up just a tad bit. We did see a big jump from February 21st to February 28th. However, I don't think that's going to get much better. So the amount of buyers that are out there, it's a fair amount of competition for the lack of supply, which means that inventories or pricing is going to go up, period. There's just not enough supply out there for people to be picky. Now, there are houses that sit on market 90 plus days. We have 30 total listings in Santa Clara. These are less than $3 million. So these are real assets. These are houses that everybody buys in Santa Clara County, right? Not the $30 million houses that take 2 years to sell. So there are houses, there's 30 houses that are up for sale, overpriced, something based on condition, like this one right here. That's beautiful. $1.56 million, right? List price decrease. Take a look at that. Forget that. See, that's a nice colonial looking house. It's in close to downtown, right? That's where all the food trucks, that's where they have the auto show. That's downtown, Main Street, USA. So you can walk there, have your dinner, and walk back. And it's nice. It's large. It's older. It's 101 years old, and it's been on market 100 days. So pricing is important. I'm telling you.